It's the very last thing any of us wants to talk about right now, especially 9 days before Christmas. But frankly, tonight it's inescapable. COVID cases are rising extraordinarily quickly, even in people who are vaccinated. Dr. Fauci today said COVID Omicron will become the dominant variant very soon. The only good news so far, health officials say cases tied to Omicron seem mild, and the booster does offer protection. The problem is how fast it's spreading, and that Delta is surging in many areas simultaneously. Take New York City, for example. The test positivity rate doubled in just 3 days. That's something a city health advisor said we have never seen before. The rate of spread unprecedented. The demand for testing on the rise. Look at this. Miami today, once again, jammed with cars at a testing site. And in New York City, people sharing videos showing long lines at testing sites, some with dozens of people waiting. I counted 100 in one line in my neighborhood. New York City's mayor announcing today his office will send out 1 million N95 masks and 500,000 at-home tests. And that may not be nearly enough. Politico is reporting that White House health officials have privately warned laboratories that demand for testing could double or triple. So instead of 1.5 million tests a day that we need, we could need 3 to 5 million, according to Politico's reporting. The spike in cases is disrupting lives. Businesses putting the brakes on their return to work plans, events and shows forced to close. The other concern is that a spike in cases, even if the disease is mild, will undoubtedly still get some people sick and go to hospitals. In some areas, they're already stressed to the limit, especially Maryland, Arizona, and Colorado. Healthcare providers, many are exhausted. And seeing this freight train coming our way again is devastating. And making matters worse, Omicron seems to get the best of one of the few COVID treatments currently available. CNBC's Meg Terrell covers health and science for us. Meg, you heard from Regeneron's CEO today.
Yeah, Shep, the company confirmed this morning that its antibody drug loses potency against Omicron to the extent that we will likely need replacement therapies if Omicron becomes dominant. Importantly, the drug works against Delta, which is still the dominant variant across the U.S. right now. But Regeneron CEO Dr. Leonard Schleifer told us the company's already developed new potential medicines.
We're excited to say this morning that we actually have a whole host of new antibodies which can work against both Omicron and Delta. So while the current cocktail doesn't, this sort of emphasizes the need to play the long game here.
Now, Regeneron expects it could start human testing of those drugs early next year. Eli Lilly, another maker of antibody drugs, also said it has a follow-on medicine even further along that works against Omicron. The question will be how quickly these can get through the FDA. Meanwhile, Europe's drug regulator indicating today countries may want to start using Pfizer's antiviral pill for COVID even before it's officially authorized amid their big surge. Here in the U.S., the FDA has yet to act on either Pfizer or Merck's pills, Shep.
Meg, experts from the CDC today advising against getting the J&J vaccine.
Yeah, the agency's committee of outside advisors met today to discuss the latest numbers on those rare blood clots associated with the J&J shot. There have now been 9 deaths associated with this condition out of more than 17 million doses of J&J given. The risk is highest for women under 50. After 3 hours of discussion, the committee voted unanimously to recommend that people pick the Pfizer or Moderna vaccines over J&J for everyone over 18. And while many on the committee felt very strongly about this, they also acknowledged that the J&J shot's increasingly important to vaccinating other countries and noted strong language against it from here in the U.S. could affect confidence around the world.